right, we are at the Arhan Commando Hotel in Istanbul, which is a Marriott property, and having a delicious breakfast here, which comes free thanks to my status. But I wanted to sort of back up and say, you know, we met just in May during a food tour, and then you got an email from me, like out of the blue, saying, hey, do you want to go around the world?
Well, I loved hearing about your 40K to far away experience, and so I got this email from you, and it said, you know, we're doing something similar, and I wanted to know if you'd be interested in helping plan the cool food stuff, and if you're free and want to come, that'd be great too. It's like, I'm like, what? And I was like, wait, how does this work? I'm gonna fly around the world in business class with you and just like eat cool stuff and see cool things? Sure, let's do it. I get my own hotel room, I get my own seat on the airplane, like, yeah, this is great. And I also realized that there was an opportunity to see some really incredible places that I had never been to and to dive deep into the food experiences available in those places. I tend to do a lot of work in Europe, but this broadened my portfolio of experiences. We've been in Vietnam, we've been in Istanbul, so it's been really incredible to do that too.
Was there any part of you that was just like worried about it?
No, I mean, people were like, is this guy married? And I'm like, yeah, I know his wife. This was her idea. No, I wasn't worried. It seemed like a fantastic opportunity. Fairly early on, we had this sense that we would be going to Istanbul, and the Bosphorus is such an iconic waterway, and of course it bridges two continents, and we had the idea to row in the morning. And there's something else coming in Europe later in our itinerary, which is also water related, and we thought that sounded really epic. And we started to look for ways we could work in experiences on water, near water, to do with water.
And so that was a big motivator to get us out into the Mekong Delta, to the floating market, and all those little boat rides we did, which were so cool. Like, some of them just felt like we were like in the middle of nowhere, you know, on these little tiny canals, ridiculous hats. They
well, very practical.
Yeah, actually.
You know, you were sensitive to the idea of, well, if we're hitting Saigon, we should see Saigon. We shouldn't just skip out of town. With limited time, we realized, oh, actually we could do a whole day trip to the Mekong Delta, and which we did. You know, we left at 4 a.m. for that, and we took a flight out that afternoon.
Yeah.
So we fit it in, and we made it work.
Right. And then even in Doha, I mean, you know, you think you're going to the desert, what are you going to do water-wise? But no, they're right there on the water.
The Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
Went for a little harbor cruise at 3 a.m.
Right. I ended up dancing with a bunch of people there, on the boat.
Because that's what they do for entertainment there, is they'll take these, it was really like a 20-minute pleasure cruise.
Yeah.
And we go close to the business district, which is all lit up at night, and then come back. And it was a very lovely, simple little
It was beautiful.
trip.
You know, I guess the one place, you know, Sofia was...
It's landlocked.
Yeah. So we didn't really do water there.
But it did rain.
It rained. So they helped us out with our water theme there by raining, yes. And then here in Istanbul, I mean, not only did we take the ferry across to another continent, but we did a fun activity this morning as we're talking now. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, another 5:30 a.m. call time. We hopped in a cab and went down to the Istanbul Rowing Club.
Okay, yeah.
And we had a lesson from an Australian kid who has moved to Turkey and is a rower. He gave us some instructions on how to stroke. Greg was a natural, picked it up right away.
And we rode on the Golden Horn in Istanbul
as the sun rose.
And
it was pitch black when we started it, and I thought, oh my gosh, we're not going to even see anything. It's not the main goal.
Luxury travel is number one, and then food. You know, it's all about food, and then And then the water thing just adds another whole dimension to it, which has been really fun.
Yeah, I'd do this again in a heartbeat.
Oh, definitely.